For the EPA 608 core exam, you must master the difference between ozone depletion potential, or ODP, and global warming potential, or GWP. Understanding this distinction is critical, as it is one of the most frequently tested and confused topics. ODP measures a refrigerant's ability to destroy the stratospheric ozone layer. The exam requires you to know that the reference refrigerant is R11, a chlorofluorocarbon, or CFC, which is assigned an ODP value of 1.0. For comparison, another CFC, R12, also has an ODP of approximately 1.0. The key ingredient causing this damage is chlorine. When you move to hydrochlorofluorocarbons, or HCFCs, like R22, the ODP drops significantly to about 0.05 because the hydrogen atom allows most of it to break down before reaching the ozone layer. Most importantly, for modern exam questions, you must know that hydrofluorocarbon refrigerants, or HFCs, like R134A and R410A, contain no chlorine, so their ODP is 0. A question might list 4 refrigerants and ask which has the highest ODP. You should immediately look for a CFC like R12 and ignore any HFCs. Now let's shift to global warming potential. GWP measures how much heat a gas traps in the atmosphere over 100 years compared to the baseline, which is carbon dioxide, or CO2, with a GWP of 1. While HFCs solve the ozone problem, they introduced a climate problem. For example, R134A has a GWP of around 1,430. R410A is even higher at about 2,088. An exam question might ask you to identify a refrigerant with a very high GWP, and a common answer is R404A, which has a staggering GWP of over 3,900. This is why the industry is now moving towards hydrofluoroolefins, or HFOs, like R1234YF, which have an ODP of 0 and a GWP of less than 10. The most common exam trap is confusing these two distinct concepts. A question might describe a refrigerant as environmentally safe because it has 0 ODP. This is a classic trick. While an HFC, like R134A, doesn't harm the ozone layer, its high GWP makes it a potent greenhouse gas. You must carefully read whether the question is about ozone depletion or global warming. They are not the same, and passing the exam depends on knowing that a refrigerant can be good on one metric and terrible on the other. These are regulated under different frameworks. The Montreal Protocol targeted high ODP substances, while newer regulations, like the AIM Act and the Kigali Amendment, focus on phasing down high GWP HFCs. To keep them straight on the exam, remember this phrase: ODP is for the ozone hole and the problem is chlorine. GWP is for global warming, and it's compared to CO2. This mental shortcut directly connects the acronym to the environmental issue and its root cause or benchmark, helping you quickly dissect and correctly answer exam questions. A final point to remember is that the regulations are driving technology. The phase-out of CFCs and HCFCs was about protecting the ozone layer, while the current phase-down of HFCs is about combating climate change. For free practice questions, AI-powered explanations, and more exam prep tools, visit openexamprep.com. That's openexamprep, all one word, .com.